All right, let's run through this script to use SpaCy to analyze entities for SEO on-page optimization and SEO analysis. The SpaCy library, we're on their website, SpaCy.io right now, but it is built for natural language processing, and one of the many features is entity extraction, named entity recognition. And part of speech tagging and many other NLP processes. So let's go to the script and take a look at it right now. So the first cell here, we're going to go ahead and run this, and this is going to install the SpaCy library. All right, now that the SpaCy library is installed, we can scroll down a little bit, run this next cell, and this is going to import our various libraries, including SpaCy, Beautiful Soup, and pandas and others that we'll be using. So go ahead and import the libraries. So this is the Python entity analyzer function. And these first few lines of code are going to use Beautiful Soup to crawl and extract the content, clean up, and get it ready for entity or NLP analysis. The next few lines of code here will use the SpaCy library to basically extract the name entities that the library recognizes. And then the for loop here is going to do a few things, but it's going to map out the entities that it's extracted, put it into a pandas data frame. It's going to save a CSV file. It's also going to save a PNG file of a matplotlib visualization of the most frequent entities mentioned, the top 10. So we can go ahead and run this. We may need to update this class here. This is dependent on the URL you're using down here that you will update. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. So now that we've ran our Python function, we are ready to call the entity analyzer function with whatever URL you want to analyze. We'll take a look at how to do that for this URL. So let's go ahead and open that up right now. Exactly where I found this this HTML class. So dependent on obviously many things, your theme, obviously, what type of CMS you're using. There will be various CSS selectors you could use to highlight your content. To do that, you can use the inspect tool. This is just one of the ways to look at basically the CSS elements available. And then that will show you where you can grab this content from. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure you when you hover over it, all this body content that you're trying to analyze is included inside basically what's being highlighted on the left-hand side. The CSS class I decided to use, I believe was entry content, which was this one right here. So I just copied this CSS selector right here. And then that is what I input into the script, entry content. I could have used one of these other CSS selectors. They would have worked. Site main would have worked, as well as one of the higher up ones. But this is one I use. So really, it's pretty flexible. We've ran this. Like I said, you're going to go ahead and update this with the URL. I'm going to keep this the same, and I'm going to go ahead and call the entity analyzer function using this cell right here with the URL that I want to analyze. And that worked perfectly. So we can see SpaCy visualizing the entities that are called out here. OpenAI, AI, the author, date. And you can see it doing a pretty good job overall. If you go down a little bit, you can even see a visualization output by matplotlib that should now be saved right over here on the side. So you can see SpaCy entities. You could go ahead and download this CSV